My sister-in-law dictates everyone for the family holidays, and I finally spoke my mind.
Well, you know what they do with dictators.
They push their statues down. My 35 male brother, 34 male, got married 6 years ago. After the wedding, his wife, 30 female, insisted on hosting all family holidays to include her family as well as my brother's. This seemed logical at first. I felt she was just trying to include everyone so she wouldn't have to split her holidays between the two families. By the way, this comes from user Manders36, and if you want to submit your stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. So, the first year we agreed, and she presented us with assignments, including what she wanted each of us to bring. Now, it's typical for guests to bring something, or at least offer to, but these were specific assignments with the stipulation that your invite would be revoked if you didn't agree to follow through. She assigned my mother to cook an entire turkey with sides and bring it on Thanksgiving Day. My mother wasn't just making the turkey dinner, she also had to pack it up hot and transport it. My younger brother, 30 male, and I, who are not married and typically attend alone, were also given assignments. These included the exact items to bring, the brands, the quantity, and the amount to spend. Both my younger brother and I voiced our opinions about this at first, but we ended up following through just to keep the peace. Fast forward 5 years, and this has been happening for every Thanksgiving, Christmas, and Easter. This past weekend, my mother invited both of my brothers and me over for Sunday dinner. Thanksgiving is coming up, and towards the end of the dinner, my sister-in-law announces our invite for Thanksgiving while pulling up her notes on her phone from previous years. So she starts assigning items to my mother, my brother, and me. I tell her I'm too busy this year and that I'll bring wine or beer, but I cannot cook or prepare anything. She huffs, turns to my brother, her husband, and starts discussing how much certain types of wine cost per bottle and how many I should be purchasing. At this point, I'm already mad that she completely dismissed what I said. As I listen to her discuss costs, I sternly and directly tell her that if it's coming down to money, I don't want to come. And she turns to me and says, "You know, the F what? Manders 36? You need to effing come then." I look at her and say, "Well, that settles that." My poor mom and dad both look at each other concerned. My mother asks her not to curse, and sister-in-law gets up and leaves the house. My brother grabs his daughter and starts to leave after her. I apologize to him, and he tells me that he spends a lot of time and money hosting the holidays and that it wouldn't hurt me to bring whatever his wife wants. After they leave, I talk it through with my other brother and my parents. They agree I'm not wrong, but say I could have handled it differently. I agree, though I'm still mad. This was a long time coming. I go home and sleep on it, and in the morning, I text sister-in-law the following. "Sister-in-law, I'm sorry the situation escalated the way it did last night. I shouldn't have been so blunt. I could have found a nicer way to tell you that I don't like or feel comfortable being told what to spend or bring. I don't mind being asked. But explicitly told what to bring or how much I should spend feels like more like an assignment than an invite. In past instances, I've mentioned that I don't like this, but have never properly conveyed my feelings on the subject. That's my fault. It's my opinion that any contribution should be voluntary and not an ultimatum for being invited. I don't like how that makes me feel. Invite me simply because you want to include me and for no other reason. My presence is your present. Otherwise, it's okay not to. Allow me the opportunity to offer to bring something before telling me to do so. The time and money that goes into hosting a holiday is not lost on me. If you want or need help, I don't mind you reaching out, but I ask that you do so in an honest way that doesn't inflict guilt or obligation. Allow me my own discretion without any preconceived expectations."
That was pretty flip-floppy.
This is all way too much.
Yeah.
I'm putting that out there.
I don't know.
This
I
is
feel like-
way too much. This is, hey, in the future, just can I bring what I want to bring to Thanksgiving,
Yeah.
and then.
But also just like the way that OP is writing this is kind of annoying me because they're like, don't tell me to bring something, ask me to bring something, and be honest that you need me to bring, like.
It's too much.
Just say, hey, you were a little bit rude when you asked. Like, that's the problem here. It's just the rudeness. It's like,
Yeah.
it's normal to ask people to bring things to Thanksgiving. That's
I apologize for my indiscretion and lack of communication. Manders 36. I received this back.
All right. Let's see.
Hi, Manders 36. I'm really sorry that asking you to bring something specific that costs less than the amount of food you consume bothers you.
Ooh.
To be honest, I hand out assignments because you and younger brother never offer right away, and I'm afraid that you'll wait until the day before to ask, and it will be too late because husband and I have already spent the money. From now on, you can just bring yourself, and I will not ask you for anything. Thank you for letting me know so explicitly how much you can't stand the way I choose to host parties at my house. Next time, instead of getting mad, you can always just try to talk to me about it and not make a scene in front of your whole family and embarrass me. Sorry again. Both of these people suck.
I agree. They both suck. I think I'm on everyone's the a-hole here because I think OP doesn't know what a normal Thanksgiving is like. And also, the sister-in-law is an a-hole.
OP says, I know I could have been more polite or communicated my feelings better, as I admitted in my apology. We never offer because we've always been assigned things to make or bring a month in advance. I'm also not concerned with the amount of money. It's about being dictated how much I'm required to spend just to attend the holidays with my family. I also have celiac disease and can't eat most of what's served. It's medically not possible for me to consume more food than what I spend each year on her requests. I honestly attempted to apologize and explain how I feel. I'm just looking for others' opinions on how they would feel in my situation. How would you react? Am I in the wrong or being unreasonable? Am I right to feel used? No. If I'm in the wrong, what can I do to improve myself? Your opinions are appreciated. Thank you for reading. And there's an edit. Just wanted to thank everyone for their time. I appreciate everyone who shared personal examples, opinions, and advice, as well as a couple of laughs. I read every reply and did my best to respond to many of you. Dealing with family can be delicate. Decisions made can have lifelong effects. She's my sister-in-law, whether I like it or not. I love my brother no matter who he married. I take a lot of your comments to heart. The various personal anecdotes and points of view were beyond helpful. I may not be joining them for Thanksgiving, but I will do what I need to maintain my relationship with my brother and avoid any unnecessary conflict with sister-in-law that only makes his life more difficult. Take it easy, Reddit. Thank you. And here we do have an update, but before we get into it.
I still think that OP didn't approach it great, but I think that maybe they could have a conversation with the sister-in-law and be like, "Hey, I'm going to bring a gluten-free option. That can be and I'll bring some drinks if you need them, but that's my contribution."
Yeah.
To be clear, sister-in-law, definitely the a-hole.
Yeah.
I just think that OP could both approach this differently, and also is just the way that they are wording their complaints doesn't make too much sense to me.
Here's the update. Just to give all you fine folks a quick update. After venting to a couple of close friends and one of my closest cousins, I ended up with 3 invites for Thanksgiving. I'll be spending the holiday with friends and, if time allows, also visiting my extended family. An attempt to talk to my brother has gone nowhere, unfortunately. I'm told I'm looking at this only from my perspective and that her actions are justified because I embarrassed her in front of my parents and made her uncomfortable. Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark.
I embarrassed her in front of my parents and made her uncomfortable?
Wait, what was so embarrassing, though?
I don't remember, honestly.
You know what I do remember is that you can listen to full episodes with stories like this. All you have to do is go to iHeartRadio or Apple Podcasts or Spotify or wherever you listen to podcasts and search OK Storytime. And there you will find every single episode you could ever listen to of this show. We have a little bit more story left. Okay, yeah, I just removed myself from the situation as best as I could. My parents are upset that I won't be there, but they understand as I've had quite a few long conversations with my father about the situation. Anyways, thanks again for all your advice and time. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. And we have some comments. Number 1, I don't think your sister-in-law understands what the word host means. It means whomever is hosting the meal pays for it and cooks it in its entirety. That's insane.
That's not true.
That is crazy.
That's not okay, maybe it's because I have a really large family, but you do. I mean, like when you're hosting, you are cooking a lot of it. But
in its entirety is crazy. It's like
That's-
people
yeah,
pitch in,
that's
people
insane.
bring stuff. Come
Yeah.
on.
Like at any dinner, not even just a Thanksgiving. I feel like
Yeah.
anytime someone's like, "Hey, do you want me to bring drinks?"
Yes, it's expensive. And yes, in most families, in my experience, the food prep is often shared amongst several people, but that's typically on a voluntary basis.
Dude, so you
Who
just
You're just describing your one unique situation,
you
my
literally
guy.
just like negated what you started with.
Your family is being voluntold by your sister-in-law, and she expects everyone to pay for their plates. WTF? That's a tacky concept at weddings, and it's just as tacky at a family holiday meal. I agree with PPs that it's time to talk things over with your own immediate family and start hosting your own holiday dinners. Sister-in-law will just have to figure out how to navigate 2 family dinners on a single holiday, just like the rest of us do. Comment number 2. Assuming you're describing the exchange between the 2 of you at dinner is unedited, she's the one who flew off the handle. She's the one who got angry, stormed out, and cursed at you. I feel kind of upset about this, and I'm not even invited. You probably set a bad precedent by letting it go all those years, but honestly, I think you're apologizing far more than is necessary, and that
I don't think
is the
OP has
end of that
apologized
story.
at all.
Nobody has apologized.
No, what are you talking?
Both of these
I
comments
apologize
were...
far more than necessary. OP never apologized. OP went, I'm sorry that I, like did that, but I'm not actually sorry. And then the sister-in-law said, I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. Like, those were the same apologies. I have learned as both a host and both as a person who goes to parties, it's usually, at least in the US, it's usually pretty potluck style.
Yeah.
Unless it's for, there are certain cases where the host will do everything, I would say.